Hello YouTube, I am so happy to be here with you today. In this video, I want to share with you 6 steps that you can do today to transform your body, plain and simple, till the end. No more dieting, no more crazy, no more grilled chicken and broccoli, no more stepping on the scale and being afraid or cringing. No more, no more back and forth. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you 6 simple steps that you can do today to transform your body over the age of 40 or at honestly any age, any weight, any size that does not require you having to deprive yourself, restrict, or diet. Let's get into it. If you are new to me, my name is Melissa Katherine. I am known as the spiritual nutritionist because I am a nutritionist. I'm also an intuitive. I've healed myself of cancer. I am world-renowned intuitive that helps people to eradicate disease, illness, and understand what the root cause is connected to their limiting beliefs that's creating dis-ease and repeated patterns of weight loss, self-sabotaging behaviors that have to do with honestly anything in your life that you're wanting to get around. I always say you're either evolving or it's a revolving door. If it's a revolving door, then you haven't changed your identity. On this channel, here on YouTube, before we get started, just so you know, if you are new to me, what we do is I help you to become the best version of you. We work on 4 pillars: identity shifting, cellular healing, spiritual nutrition, reprogramming the subconscious mind. I tie all of this in. And as a spiritual nutritionist, it is so important that you understand not only your mental diet, your emotional diet, your spiritual diet, and your actual diet, the food that you eat. All of my links are below for different things that you can do, tons of free resources to support you. Now let's get into today's video. You are gonna wanna stay till the end. Our 6th tip is honestly my absolute favorite and something you have not heard of. And I have an incredible offer for you that I want to share that's completely free, this amazing gift that I created for you, and you do definitely want to hear about that. So stay tuned. Let's get into this. All right, guys, let's talk about transforming the body. So I am 46 years old. I do not have a thyroid. I am a nutritionist. I had once really struggled with weight, disordered eating. My worthiness was derived from my weight. So what happens when your worthiness is derived from your weight? When you get celebrated for releasing weight, you always want to stay that size. So what does that mean? That led into tons of yo-yo dieting. So what I have found with women, many that we've honestly have been doing this for 18 years. We've had thousands go through our programs. I have, at this point in time, probably had conversations with over 1,000 women around their diet, specifically just me. And I cannot tell you the number of women that came to me and said, honestly, Melissa, I've been on a diet my whole life, or I don't remember a time I didn't want to lose weight. And I can tell you this, I don't care if you're at your ideal weight, I don't care if you're underweight, I don't care if you're 100 pounds overweight, the game is the same, as I stutter here. The game is the same, okay? It's the same thing, because no matter what conversations you're in around the world, women are talking about wanting to lose weight. It will, hands down, at any luncheon, breakfast, mom's group, anything, somebody is talking about a diet that they're doing, how they can't believe they just ate all that they need to lose weight, something. So what do we want to do to actually transform? Well, I always say we have to first start within. We actually have to look within ourselves, which I know you've heard before, but it is paramount to you actually becoming the version of you who loses the weight forever. I did not understand this until I truly became whole and got into a space. So what does wholeness mean? And I promise, guys, today you're gonna have actionable tips. We're gonna get into mindset things where you're gonna go, what? Oh my God, I didn't realize. You're also gonna understand food as energy. So stay with me here, okay? But the first one is the most important. And I know we always hear this if you don't love yourself, but here's what I wanna tell you. I found myself and I came into wholeness where I actually, in my spiritual awakening, really came into, wow, I am so much more than this body. That I have operated from a consciousness where I've allowed my weight to dictate my level of happiness. Do you guys relate to what I'm saying? Has anybody, do you know what I'm talking about? If yes, put yes below. Let us know. But that was me. It was Every family trip, every holiday, everything was tainted by my weight. It was either a good holiday because I fit into something and people complimented me, or it was a bad one and I found myself fixated on food, overeating, beating myself up, right? And so everything in my life. So what did that actually do? It meant that 75 to 80% of my life, I spent thinking about food, thinking about what I could eat, what I couldn't eat, when I need to work out, what my workout, right? Enough. I can't even say it out loud. We're done. So if that's you, I really want you to look at this and see that we want to identify as being so much more than this body. That you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and this is the vessel to which you get to experience life through. Now, yes, I completely understand vanity. Vanity is like, I want to feel really good. I want to look really good. I want to be in a space with myself where like, I want to look good naked, right? Or I want to feel super strong, or I want to be that hot grandma or mom or whatever it is. And I say this to you because that's beautiful. That is the thing that's going to tie you to your why. But for you to transform, we have to actually change your identity. And this is something that I see, and this is why I'm starting with this point, because point number one is the most important. Your identity, who you believe yourself to be, is going to be your driving factor that's going to get you, right? Weight loss journey. That's why we always hear about it. It's a journey. It's an evolution. I didn't all of a sudden just go, I'm just going to eat clean and start working out all the time. And like, no, it was a journey. And I'll tell you exactly what I did, but we have to transform and get tied to the identity. So how do we do this? One, I want you to ask yourself, what is the version of me that I want to be? Who is she? What's her ideal weight? How does she dress? How does she eat? How does she think? How does she move? I don't want you to go into what are the strategies and the steps that I need to eat grilled chicken and broccoli. I'm going to weigh my food, and then I'm going to get up at this time, because here's another thing that I'm going to tell you. And lady loves, somebody give me an amen below if this was you. Many dieters need the constant restriction because they are petrified that if you take the plan away, if you take the restriction away, that they will eat everything in sight. Why do they do that? Because they don't trust themselves. I get it. I was that. Don't trust themselves. They rely on food for their emotional companionship, right? I often say that when we keep sabotaging ourselves in the world of food, it's truly because you have made food a human companion. It's your joy, it's your love, it's the relationship you don't have or the lack in your relationship. It's intimacy and never talks back to you. It's always there for you. It needs nothing from you. Many people, that's their escape. That's how they numb out. That's where they find joy and celebration. And they did not learn how to cope with life on their own. Okay? So why does identity need to be the number one? Because if you haven't created the identity of the version of you that you want to be and are going to be at the end state, then every action you're doing from this point in time is going to be from who you've been, which means you don't actually believe that you can do it. You're going to believe that weight loss is hard. You're going to tell yourself and operate from past consciousness, which means it is inevitable that you will rubber band back. Even if you lose the weight and keep it off for 6 months, a year, you will inevitably, something will happen in life that will pull you back and you will gain the weight back because you haven't shifted consciousness into this identity. So I need you to create her. I need you to actually sit down and create the version of you that wants to do this. Now, if this is something you want to do, I run an identity shift workshop. We're going to have another one coming up November 7th and 8th. I'm going to put a link below. Sign up. You will love it. It's a 4-hour workshop with a workbook where you actually go through step-by-step energy activations, answer your questions, all the things step-by-step guide. But right now, create her identity. Who is she? How does she dress? How does she act? How is she different from you? How does she think? What is movement to her? Movement isn't, oh, God damn it, I've got it. No, movement to her is like, I can't wait because I'm stronger today. And oh my God, I lifted this much yesterday. And oh, my abs feel so good. There's this thing, like I walk up the steps and I'm like, I can feel my booty, girl. Like literally one of my goals is a lifted butt. Like I'm 46 and I'm like, by my birthday, I'm literally gonna post a picture of my, well, okay, I might not do that. I might just do a cute, but I was like, I'm gonna do this, like standing desk, walking more. I've got my 20-pound weighted vest. I am in it to win it. But why is that? Because it's my identity. Movement to me is not I'm only doing this because I'm on a diet and I'm going to and then I'm going to stop. No, when you actually say, I have the fit identity, I'm in my healthy girl era, put around whatever title you need to do for you, create it and put it there for you and be like, okay, if weight loss, diet, get out of all of that. This is my healthy girl era. This is my fit girl era. This is my strong girl era. This is like my hot mom, hot grandmom, hot whatever it is. But this is my time for me. That is paramount. The other piece with the identity, and this honestly feeds into step number 2, is stop looking at it in a measured period of time. In 1 year from now, 3 months from now. Yes, baby step goals, but commit that this is just you. You're a healthy girl now. You're a fit girl. You are that woman that inspires others. You are that person, right? You. So really, really understand when we change the context as, oh, I'm only doing this for this period of time. Instead, we're programming the mind. Your mind is a computer. It only knows what you teach it. It doesn't know the difference between a dream or reality. So when you tell the mind, we do this for the rest of our life, you have to really think that way. Because if you're eating in a way that you can't sustain, it's not going to work. People always ask me, Melissa, what do you think about the keto diet? What do you think about paleo? What do you think about this? And I go, listen, to each his own. I don't believe in dieting because I can't do that. I don't think any of those are meant for the rest of your life. We should be able to eat anything in moderation, 80-20 rule, right? Our bodies are like spectacular. They're magnificent. They detox on their own. Yes, we can do all these additional things, but honestly, the body was created to do it on its own. So really, we want to take out step 2. The most pivotal thing is sitting there and not putting a time parameter of this is me for the next 3 months. No, I now am somebody that moves my body. And so, there's going to be some weeks I do it more than others. And it's going to be stages, and I'm going to get stronger, and I'm going to start now, and I'll add to it. But this is now for the rest of my life. So it's okay if I get sick for a week, and it's okay if I whatever. It's cancel, clear, delete that universe. I'm all healthy. But do you get what I'm saying? It's not going to pull you off because you're just now committed. It was never a short term. It's a long term, which also connects with the identity. Step 3. We really want to look at how we're fueling ourselves. What is our mental diet? What are we ingesting? What are we telling ourselves each day? How are we stacking the evidence in our favor? So the mental diet is something that Neville Goddard talks about, which is the number one, my absolute favorite thought leader in all of self-development ever. Please look up his work it's all over YouTube. It's everywhere. He's got fantastic books. And what he really says, and that's so powerful, is he really does speak into that, and I love this, right? He speaks into the mental diet as everything that we ingest mentally, every thought that we think, every word that we say, every habit, every routine, everything that we say to ourselves when we come across the mirror, everything that we're ingesting on television. It all ties back and it creates either for or against us. So I want you to start saturating your mind in, I did it. It's working. I love how my body feels. Look for evidence of your body changing. What we want to do with the mental diet is not get fixated on the 3D reality. I walk by the mirror, my body hasn't changed, I'm stepping on a scale, but instead go that version of me that has the body that I wrote about in step 1. I'm going to connect with her, i.e. quantum leap. I'm going to connect with her and I'm going to have her tell me what I need to know today. We can connect in at all times. A great thing that you can do with your mental diet is actually tell your mind, tell me every belief that I have around getting healthy, around weight loss, around what I believe to be true about me and my body. Tell me every belief that's standing in the way of me releasing this weight. Another pro tip, we never want to say, I want to lose weight. We want to say release weight. The mind, when it hears we want to lose weight, okay? I'm a mindset expert, and I'm a master hypnotherapist. When we're using language to program the mind and we want to reprogram it, we want to say, I want to release weight, because when you tell it you want to lose it, the mind expects to get it back. And it will look for ways for you to gain it back. So all of a sudden you will have released the weight and you're sitting on your sofa and it will say like, get up and go look in the cabinet, go get that ice cream, and you'll be like, I don't do that anymore. And then you're like, oh, and then it's in your mind. Why? Because you actually said you wanted to gain it back. So it's gonna have you lose it, but it's gonna bring it back again. So instead, I release and maintain my ideal weight with ease. I release and maintain my ideal weight with ease. Step 4, not only are we looking at the mental diet, we wanna look at your actual diet. Are we eating foods that are whole foods closest to their natural state? The way that I like to teach eating and the way in which I eat is clean eating. Why? Because it makes the most sense. It is whole, real foods closest to their natural state. Your body knows exactly how to digest them and what to do with them. However, when we eat things out of bags and boxes, or that can live in whatever for years, that's not real food. We want things that will go bad, that need to be refrigerated. We want to focus on cooking at home more so we know what we're putting into our bodies. And we want to eat whole foods closest to their natural state so your body knows how to process them, how to digest them, and how to pull nutrients from them. By doing that, you're gonna get away from hormone disruption, you're gonna get away from seed oils, you're gonna get away from extra sodium, cholesterol, and highly laden fats that are in sauces. You know, like you order a beautiful piece of salmon and then there's this cream sauce underneath. It's like, what are you doing? First off, salmon is so rich in fats already, beautiful fats for you, but then restaurants, right, that's what they do. And it's not hard to go and buy things. And when you're in the grocery stores and it says keto everywhere, by the way, guys, it is not hard to make something keto. It just means that they add a lot of fat to it. Just like sugar, anything with a lot of fat will taste good. Make it at home on your own. Keep it simple. Clean eating is simple ingredients, right? And it's making it simple for your body. I suggest for everybody, get a few recipes that you like, make it simple, keep it on repeat, rotate, batch cook on Sundays and Wednesdays, right? Make it easy. If you guys want my cookbook, put cookbook below, and I will send you a link to my cookbook where I have endless clean recipes that can be modified for any diet and any protein preference, any dietary restrictions, anything of that nature, okay? So food needs to be your friend. Next, we really want to look at the context in which we place foods. We want to get out of looking at foods from good versus bad foods, and we want to pay attention to the words and phrases that we place around foods. What do I mean by this? The energy, look at the stories that you have around food. Look at the stories that you have around restaurants. Oh, if I eat Italian, I'm going to eat too much. It's going to be so... I've never understood that. I am Italian, and people always go, well, Melissa, you don't want Italian, do you? And I go, why not? I love Italian. And they're like, what are you going to order there? And I'm like, because I'm not a big pasta person, right? Like I don't, especially in the United States. Italy, yes. United States, no. It's too processed. It's all sugar. It degrades the brain. Not what I'm interested in. I will order a beautiful piece of fish, right? And I will get broccoli rabe, and I will do it in gorgeous olive oil, and I will have a wonderful time. I'll get some tiramisu, like whatnot. But it fascinates me that people equate Italian food right away to wanting to pass out on the sofa, overeat, and indulge. And yes, there are a lot of dishes like that. But again, you get to eat in moderation. You don't have to gorge yourself. You get to choose, right? And there are many ways in which you can order that will work for you and make it healthy, but notice the stories that you have. Are you eating and going, right? I always hear this, oh, I'm gonna have to work out double time in the gym tomorrow. I can't believe I just ate that. Oh my God, I feel so sick. I shouldn't have had that last bite. I shouldn't have had that bread. I shouldn't have ordered that dessert. Stop, okay? Stop. Program your mind. What do I teach my clients? I say, when you're about to eat say, my body loves what I'm about to eat, and it releases what it doesn't with ease. Notice your stories. There are no good or bad foods. There are only the stories that you tell yourself and the meaning that you give to them. How many of you have a meaning around pizza, burgers, fries, brownies, ice cream? Why do they have to be bad? They're not bad. what the bad feeling and the language that you tell yourself has you overeat, and then you tell yourself it's bad because you feel sick. But having a half a cup of ice cream is not bad. None of it's bad. Nothing is bad. Let's just take good and bad off the table. Everything gets to be what you want it to be because you are creating this, because this is your life and this is your story, and your body is hearing everything that you say, think, and feel and creating it for or against you. If your body can eradicate disease by what you tell your mind, you sure as hell, excuse my French, can release weight and tell yourself a new story around food. Okay. Next, what you want to do, I want you to actually take a pen to paper, and I want you to write out in detail who this version of you is and what your weight loss journey gets to be. And I don't even want you to say that like, oh my God, it's just this. I want you to write from the end state, the version of you who did it. How is she operating? This is her now. This is her life. This is you like 20 years in your ideal weight. You've maintained it. What were the things that you learned? What do you love about it? Write from that energy and read it daily until it becomes something that you know and feel brings a smile to your face. It should bring a smile to your face. Okay, now the other thing that I want to tell you that is so important, so important, is you want to remind yourself that everything is baby steps. Not every day you're going to feel motivated. Not every day you're going to feel inspired. Not every day you're going to sit there and go, I want to do this. But when you are tethered to the end state and when you remind yourself of the goal that you've set, then you inevitably show up. And you tell yourself, all I have to do is show up as the version of me, and I'm practicing being her every day. I'm seeing the differences in the way that I think, and I don't want you to ask yourself, how do I do that? I actually want you to ask yourself, what does that version of me think that's different than this thought that I'm having right now? And when your 3D reality catches up with you, because inevitably it will, there will be a moment where something feels tight and you're like, oh, but I was doing, and then it goes, well, there's no point in doing this. It's not working anyway. You get to say, that's just not true. I know where I'm going. I know what's meant for me. I feel better than ever. I'm so proud of myself. So every night you're going to go to bed and write why you're proud of you. You're going to witness yourself each day. And my invitation is that you go to bed with a new practice of why are you proud of yourself as you step into and own this identity. And I want you to claim her now. I am her now. I'm not becoming her. I'm not working towards her. I'm her now. The last and final tip that I want to share with you that is a game changer, and I do this with everything from healthy habits to routines to money to anything that I want to do, any evolution of self, elevation of self, my next level identity. What do? I stack the evidence. What is all the evidence? I look for what's called birds before land in the world of manifestation. What is evidence that these things are happening for me? Maybe somebody just goes, God, you look great. What are you doing differently? You start to notice, wow, that last flight of steps was a lot easier than it was before. Your weights go up at the gym. You start noticing you're not eating as much. You notice that you're happier, that you're sleeping better. You notice that you're noticing. You notice that you're wanting healthier options, that you go to the store, that you're not going through food as fast, that normally you'd stop and get this dessert on the way home and you're not doing it. You stack the evidence and you use it to infiltrate the mind that this is now you. And what I want you to know is every day as you step in, every moment, every hour, the version of you right now that's sitting here with me right now in this energy, girl, you've already transcended, you've ascended. You're completely different than you were before you started this video. Can I get a hell yes below? So these are my 6 tips that I have for you to transform your body. There is so much more that I want to say. I'm going to do a part 2 where we're actually going to talk about the exact fitness to do, recipes, and more mindset practices that you're going to love that make it simple and easy. And if you want that, put part 2 below. If you made it to the end of this video, I am so grateful and happy to have you here. There's an incredible gift that I have for you. It's called my Cravings Kit. This is where you can actually identify what your emotional cravings are, what you need instead, and what's going on for you in terms of your body and your connection to food, and how to change that so you can release weight completely effortlessly. If you want my Cravings Kit, put Cravings below. I know I've shared a lot of different things here. We have our Identity Shift workshop coming up. If you want identity, put identity. If you want my Cravings Kit, that's a free gift for you. If you want my Wholeness Cookbook, I'm throwing a bunch of resources at you. I'm just so happy and grateful to be here with you. Those two are free. The Identity Shift is a paid workshop, but it is a game changer. The testimonials are insane. Would love to have you. And the other thing that I want to tell you, if you are ready to fully reinvent yourself and go to your next level, we have opened up and just announced that we've opened the doors on Reinvention. This is my 6-month mentorship specifically with me to become unrecognizable, transform not only your life, but your body. If you want that, book your discovery call. The link is below. I would love to talk to you and learn more about you and the goals that you have, because this program is off the charts. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do it with you. I've reinvented myself multiple times and I'm in another giant up level, and I'd love to take you there with me. All right, guys, all my love, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for being here. As always, so honored.